Today's episode is sponsored by Trent Anthony Francis. What a guy. I might get this goods market. I'm not sure if we'll ever need it. But there are decorative bits in it, which might give us a bit more variety, or not. I think they're in here. All the sort of village stuff. I don't know if that would count towards labour. Probably not. I'm running out of money, though. We do want this. That being said, we do want this. But I don't think it sort of really counts. No. It is just sort of decorative. Which is great. Like I say, really want all this stuff. It's quite exciting to see it. We can do all sorts of beautiful things. But not what we're after right now. I mean, the market, I think, needs to have a splendour of 3. Oh, we can take her. The quickest way to get there is with a roofed stable. But I don't really want a roof stable. So it's things like wood sheds and the rustic shed. But they only do 1 each. If we do something like this, it's like where you store your goods or something. Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could move this sign. Because we can always, with fences and that, we can always go pushing paths out the way and whatnot. So that's a distinct possibility. So it could be we also put a shed sort of here as well. A little bit weird. Could pop that there as well. This will do it. Look. 2 signs and the 2 rustic sheds. We'll get it done. Excellent. Good news. Good news. Sell at least 50 herbs. Buy trade routes over 30 days. We've done 36 so far. I wonder if we will get to 50. I don't know. Maybe we won't. But at least we did sell them. So I'm guessing they just don't come too often, which is fine. Now, what is happening, of course, is our monks and nuns are coming to eat the berries. And the berries are starting to get quite low because a lot of people are now dipping into them. That's something we need to address. It is. Maybe what we will do is build another gathering hut and Richasaw, Kathy D and Ida can come out of here, leaving us with Sarah there. Okay, and they will come into here. That's what we'll do, so that we can try and up the berries coming into us again, because it's getting worrying. I'm hoping this will be enough. So he's building this shed now. Who is this? Peluso. All right, Peluso. I did. That was enough. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Now we have enough herbs. We just have to hope that they turn up within the 30 days. Fingers crossed. Oh, excellent. A gathering hut. So we've got a Brambleholt gatherers. We're going to put 1. I mean, do we even need to number them? Probably not. I might just... Okay. So we've got second post. And we're going to call them the same thing. Brambleholt. Get rid of the hut here. Gatherers. Yeah. And then let's move them in. Because there's not a lot going on with the granary. So this will be fine. This will be make much better use of their time. They'll be significantly less bored, I would have thought. It's saying there's 1 unemployed, but I don't see anybody who's unemployed. Maybe it just needs a bit of time to catch up. What's going on in the village? Village decorations. Your villagers would enjoy decorations. They will increase the desirability of an area for better housing and also provide beautification, which improves your prosperity. Let's decorate the village. We will do. It is on the list. And actually, we do have a lot of wood. And maybe we could start looking at fixing some of the shelves up, perhaps. Look at all this stuff. Fencing. Let's open the village fence. Because I think we could probably start looking at decorating a Bramble Holt a certain amount, and we need to sort out all the fencing here, control where the paths are going, this sort of stuff. And I like to do that, or I like to at least start that with the fencing feature. And there's just loads of different fences and gates and stuff, you know. And then we've also got this stone wall as well, to help us carve out the church, and we could have a graveyard here and all that sort of business. You know, we do have a lot of wood, so it's something we could consider looking at. Ah, we have another lady here. Can't take any more monks, but I can take nuns. There we go. Probably could get some more planters here, because we're not quite hitting that that 50 mark. We're sort of getting around the 30s each month, which is not good enough. Now, see, another thing that we can do with this wall, for example, is we've got this free build here that we were doing. But we can grab this stone wall and see about sort of doing this kind of business. Now, this does take a bunch of stone, but I mean, we have it. Instead of a curved one, maybe we could do this. And then I don't know, something like this. Now, I'm not quite sure where to end it for the moment, but I suppose we could probably do it sort of around there. Sort of see how we get on. But we're sort of starting to carve out the front of the monastery here, which I think is kind of nice. I think that's kind of nice. I'll take 17. So we can do that. Now, here as well at the church, I think I'll turn on the visibility so I can see what I'm dealing with here. And again, you know, just come in with the wall. And this is going to take a bit of jiggery pokery. Although, not looking too bad as a first run, right? We want to sort of sort out the entrance. Bearing in mind we've got this person's house here. We've got a house, okay. But the front door's here, which is significant. So we did the aspiration milestone. That's wonderful. So just make this fit as nice as we can. Some nice little circle around our church. Okay, we're just starting to find the footing, find the shape of stuff, you know. And what we'll do, because this makes the builders very busy, as you can imagine, we have sort of this fencing and the wattle fencing. Now, with the village, we can see here that we do sort of have a lot of wattle fencing occurring. So what we can do is start defining the main area of the village. Like this. So we start there. 30 wood. Bit by bit. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So we can start defining this side as well. And I think what I would like to do is sort of bring it that way, because I'm probably going to encourage the path further down here somewhere when I get the opportunity. So there's another 29 wood, and as I say, it makes the builders very busy, as you can imagine. And this is me just trying to establish the outside wall, not all the junk we're going to do inside. We might be able to use this rope fencing, we might be able to use to help define the village centre a bit and stuff like that. That might be okay. Because looking at it, I'm not sure that we'd be able... They've sort of built things a bit awkward here, so I don't think we'd be able to fit another house in here, would we? I suppose we could move in a couple more people and see about a bit of destruction, and if they would do a rejiggery pokery here. If we destroyed number 2, number 5, and number 6, I wonder if 3 could become 4. Don't know. I think the paths start to create a bit of an issue though, because we've got real worked in paths, and when they're very ground in, they will try and build the houses sort of around it, I think. Look. A Prosperous Priory Part 2. The abbess is pleased with the progress of your monastery and believes you should now aim to establish a priory. This would mean significantly increasing your population and establishing a trade route with Kinstone Abbey. We will become a priory, so we would need a hospitarium and to reach a population of 50 monastics. We definitely seem to be experiencing a bit of a food issue. So I think we'll take Chrissy and fight her. Rip Chrissy. No, what we're going to do, Chrissy, is we're going to give you... you're going to become an entrepreneur. You're going to start your own market stall. That's what you're going to do. Yep. Also, going to be working closer to the house. Always nice. Always nice. Now, instead of selling like fish and the bread, we'll start swapping around what's on Chrissy's stall until we can find something permanent. We'll start with the fish because the bread can allow us to open up. If we got in another 10 bread, we would then be able to open Davenport, which could be good for us. Now, with that in mind, do we see about, but that would make monks, and we don't really have room for monks. Maybe I do increase these to 25 apiece. And we continue with the herbs to sell them. But we could also have them harvesting a lot of berries, because we can do that, right? I believe so. Let's see. Berry garden. So they can start producing berries. That could be really quite good. And given that we just saw an awful lot of chaps arrive, and we have no room for monks, bit of an issue. So what we'll do, we'll start with editing this dorm. We want to get it from 12 to 25 capacity. Yes. So this one does 8 additional, 8 additional, 5 additional. So this seems to be, 10. So that would get us to 22. Right. So if we sort of merged it somewhat, we could, so that would get it up to 24. That would get it to 24. All that there. That would get it to 24. Not quite enough, is it? This design would get us up to 20. We would only need 5 more. That there. Looks alright too, doesn't it? So that would get us to 25 monks. We've still got room with the nuns for the moment, so we could wait on that, let them concentrate on getting that built. Food diversity. Your villagers are very grateful for the food you provided them, yet they wish their larder had more to offer. They would greatly appreciate it if you were to give them a second source of food. Let's put it on the table. Produce at least 1 different refined food. What do you mean produce it? Just fill the... Produce it? I can't produce bread. I can't produce any sort of refined food. I guess we could see if purchasing it. But there's no time frame on this, right? So it could be that it's part of the mission, but I can't focus on it right at this moment. Oh, look, this wall's going up around the church. It looks good. We're going to make this into a graveyard and things like that. And like these paths will start to disappear as people can't walk them anymore. And that's something we're going to control in this whole area. We're going to make main paths through and make sure that their gardens are protected and decorated all nice, and we'll get it all sorted. Yeah, so I would say that the herbs are functioning okay over here. But I quite like the idea of, I suppose, repeating this, and we can make this berries. We can unlock the treasury. I'm going to do that. We may need a bailiff as well. Allows you to name a bailiff who can fulfill various mandates at the Great Hall. So I think we'll get a bailiff. We are going to need to look at this stonemason's hut as well. There's a lot to try and get done. And then, of course, there's the hospitarium is here. And we're going to need to get our splendour to 25 for that. That should be okay. I have plans. Right. Mandating the bailiff. Villagers believe we are prosperous enough to be supported by a bailiff. This nominated person will handle critical tasks such as prospecting nearby deposits and petitioning the estate on your behalf. We will have a bailiff. We are going to make a bailiff. So it's all getting a bit out of control here, isn't it? And it seems to me that we probably could have more people moved into this space. But in order to get that done, we would have to carve out this space here so that people can't walk through it. We'd have to wait for the paths to disappear. And then let them rebuild in it. But I do feel that this space is not being used very well. But it would mean making 4 people homeless. And then I'm going to want to expand it down somewhat, but we've got all these paths leading through it, and they will build in a very complex way through it. Right, yeah. So we do need to start the process of neatening up the houses that we've got here, lock them in place, and get people to start walking a particular way through here. It's crazy, but it will be so much prettier afterwards. So there are a lot of building tasks going on at the moment. We are going to pause that massive fence. We're going to pause this massive fence. We will leave that as it is for the moment. We've got a lot of work to do if we want to move more people in and make sure they're sort of compact and neat. We're definitely going to need quite a lot of people if we're going to need fields, windmills and stuff for bread and the bakers. It's all a bit of a thing. But right now this is sort of the priority so that we can get our monks in. I can hear a horse coming from a long way away. A message. It's on its way to town. Hello. Improving trade with Kinstone. The Abbey of Kinstone seeks a patron to endow new trade encounters and improve business relations. They hope you will provide such influence. I'll see to it. The neighbouring village will expect you to eventually help them by sending resources through a mandate. Yeah, let's agree to that one. I reckon we can do that. Now I'm starting to think that some of these are getting into village number 2 territory. I think providing the food diversity should be village number 2, which includes all the industry of the fields and the windmills. And I think the other village might be sort of somewhere over here, with the monastery sort of here in Cathedral. Now I know that we're not going to be needing ore and things like this for this particular run, so let's get rid of that. Now that's not to say that we can't start preparing this. See, I like the idea of having this and having another path through it, but we would have to pause the construction on this for now. And actually we would want this to be the bailiff. So make sure I select it. I've got to do this right. This one. And this adds prestige look as well, this particular building, which is great. And it can become one of the main paths through to the industrial area back here. So we'll put a build all on that, but we are going to pause it. Let them concentrate on our little monastery over here. And I might actually name it that as well. There we go. Take the priory off. Yeah. Yeah. Now what's going on with our builders? We have... Here's working on it. Matt. What are you up to, Matt? Fetching planks. And Peluso is having a rest. Okay. I'm just wondering if it is possible, given that we're so backed up with wood, if we took one of these off, because you can prioritise construction, look, but then all the builders might work on it, which is not really what I want. I would like this finished first, and then we could do a lot of work in here. We're going to clean up these houses here. And keep this path, I think, through here as a main path. We are going to do the same with these houses and these ones here, and we're going to encourage this to be a main path. But then we're going to need to destroy these 2 houses and make them homeless, so that will be Trestle, Kazakul, Cal and Sarah, sorry. You'll be homeless for a little bit and a little bit grumpy, because we'll have to wait for these pathways to sort of fade back down again. And I'm hoping then that both these houses will fit in this space up here. I don't see why not. Berries are starting to go up actually, so time with 2 of these is helping. And I guess also people are coming here for fish as well, which means they're eating less berries. That also helps. Now we do have 4 unemployed here, and we could get them on berries. Could be good, could be good. Okay, so we're going to try and bring this round. Just sort of roughly mimic it. On this side, something like this. Kind of like it. I like it. Okay, so we're going to apply those changes as well. This is almost done. This is almost there. We do have to be mindful of the stone, which is one of the reasons why, well, the main reason why we're going to wait for the bread and all that for the second village, because I believe that really this village should be solely focused on wood, stone, planks, smooth stones, like real industry in that respect. And then the second village can be doing more of the tertiary stuff, I guess. And by that, I mean the bread and the meat, right? And I'm thinking the hospitarium can also be built in this like little village square area as well, so it'll become really quite bustling. I think that'd be fun. And I am going to unlock the tavern. There's no need to build a tavern in what we're setting out to do here. In fact, nobody will use the tavern at all. But it does have some fun decorative items that I would like to use around town. So I am going to unlock it for that reason alone. As we do have a little more gold, I'm going to open the stonemason's hut, because I know we're going to be needing that. But if we look at the tavern stuff, right, public lounge, the surface counter, berry brewery and all this. On the free build, right, we have additional things. And look at this, the terrace seating. How great is that? Love the terrace seating. That's mainly what I've bought. But, you know, we can still have some signs, banners about the place, you know. So it's just for fun, decoration, more than any function at all. I am definitely going to want the berry garden. We've got the berry garden hut, which I think will stick there. Should we use the round ones for a bit of variety? It is the spice of life. Now, we've only got enough people in the monastery to look after 2 of these. I suppose we could build more though, so that when we add them, they do legitimately have work to be focusing on that will help feed. That'll be nice. Let's build all of that. Yeah, and then we could see about putting berries in there, because this is done. They are now housed. That's fantastic. Let them get focused on this, because the fish is going to run out soon. Just a bit of a disaster. Bit of a disaster.